Hey there everyone, how's it going today? Lamoura here, and welcome back to yet another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. We are here in our last location, right next to the Levy because there's a few things that we can unlock around here. I just want to show you there's one up here, and then one down here. I think this is the Guild Lives, if we remember correctly. Yeah, Guild Heist. So the Guild Heist should be the next one that we'll unlock. Should you be interested in challenging quite unlike your average Levequest, you might consider joining a guild heist. If you wish to know more, pray seek with Battle Warden Ribald outside yonder tent. I will inform him of your success against the Annals so that there are no doubts to your abilities. Okay. So yeah, this is the symbol that I was telling you about. That's the Levequest symbol. So if you ever see that, it means it's a Levequest. Easy peasy. Okay, so the Battle Warden over here. I was told a stalwart adventurer would be along shortly. I take it that is you? Then permit me to tell you about all our current operations. Wait, might this be your first time participating in a guild heist? I remember my first heist. It was the night of my 12th name day. My fellow guildmates invited me to join them in the slaying of a family of pesties? Or whatever, who were stealing chocobo eggs from Branch Meadows. The moment we arrived, one of the terrible beasts immediately turned to me and charged. The thing was thrice my size and had already maimed several chocobo keeps. There was no way I could win, so I simply froze and waited for the end. But that's when I remembered that I was not alone. My friends rallied around me, and together we defeated the Piestis. That, my friend, is what a guild heist is truly about. What say you, friend? Care to experience the heist for yourself? Okay, so let's give it a try. I'm going to take a ether here, because now I have an option. I don't need a potion. I'm a healer. I can heal myself, but I can run out of MP, so I want to be able to self-restore that kind of stuff, if needed. Okay, so here we are. This is kind of the part where things need to kind of be explained a little bit more. We have the duty finder here, which is essentially, it's a matchmaking system for any group content in the game. By unlocking the duty finder, you can now undertake multiplayer duties without having to form a party on your own. So I don't have to go out and find friends. I can just be matched with some randoms. Press the U key or select duty finder. Okay, of course, like that. So then we have the guild heist. Guild heists are special operations organized by Adventurers Guild and overseen by NPCs known as Battle Wardens. Speaking with a Battle Warden displays a list of all guild heists currently available. Please note, however, that each operation has conditions, such as level or class, that must be met by all party members before the duty can be commenced. Essentially what that means is you can't just have all healers to be able to do a guild heist. You have to have like one of each class or multiple of each class or things like that. At first, you may find that only a limited number of guild heists are accessible, but do not worry. As you progress in level, that number will grow. Guild heists can also be accessed via the duty finder, removing the hassle of having to try to gather a party. Okay, so essentially what they're saying here is if we go into the duty finder here, and using the duty finder. First highlighting duty from the list and pressing the join button begins matchmaking process. A padlock icon indicates duties that cannot be accessed until you've achieved certain requirements such as level or quest completion. Once you have registered, you can view the duties particulars, including party and server status by selecting duty finder from the duty list. When your party has been successfully formed, a confirmation prompt will appear. Remember, it is good practice to work out a battle plan with your party before rushing headlong into an instance, which is usually the case, but sometimes people don't do that. So anyways, this is the duty finder. You can, as you progress in levels, more of these will unlock. These are like random roulettes, so like any instance that you have done previously, you can kind of just click on this and you can randomly go through whatever you want. Anyways, I digress. So here's a basic training guild heist. So we will just kind of be tested with basic enemy parties that we'll be faced with, I guess is the best way to put it. So yeah, this is a 1 to 4 players sort of guild heist. It requires 1 tank, 1 healer, and 2 DPS, which is a standard light party setup. You never will find like 2 tanks, 1 healer, 3 DPS or anything like that. You know, that's not really. It's always 1 tank, 1 healer, 2 DPS. And then as you get higher, there'll be 8-man parties where it's like 2 tanks, 2 healers, 4 DPS. You get the idea. Then there's 24-man parties where it goes even higher. So that's one of those things. Let's join. It will put us in a matchmaking. It kind of tells you how long time has elapsed since you started. The average wait time, they're saying, is less than 5 minutes, especially for someone who is a healer. But for someone who's a DPS, where they are plentiful in this world, it can be upward of 20-30 minutes. But at the same time, because of our time of day and the server time when people are around, how many people are actually even doing this, it could take significantly longer. So I'm just going to pause here, and we'll come back when we actually form the part. Actually, never mind. Here we go. It just worked out. So we're just waiting on a tank right now, and there we go. We're accessing the light party guild heist. These are really just to get you used to working with a party. That's really their main purpose, is to show you some mechanics and get you used to not playing by yourself, because a majority of the game is solo content. So they want you to be at least be aware of, like, how do you select other party members and such. All right, so limit breaks are powerful actions which are only available to parties of 4 or more members. All right, they're just starting in, so we'll just we'll help them out. This isn't really hard at all, but one thing you should understand about this game is you really want to coordinate with your team and kind of attack the same targets. You don't want to just be like, okay, well, they're attacking this guy, so I'll attack a different one. You want to be all kind of on the same page. All right, everything was kind of just done there, so we'll just get rid of these, and then we'll finish this quest, and we'll worry about everything later. So I want to get this tank here. Oh, I never moved my party. Okay, I'll have to be wary of that. So the way I usually do it is I select the tank, and because I'm a healer, what I'll do is I'll click on whoever he's attacking at that moment as my main target. Alright, and then we have player accommodations. We'll get rid of that. I'll just do a player accommodation on the tank, and we'll just do that. Cool. Easy peasy. Don't worry, I know I sped through that, but that first guild heist is so freaking easy, it's like almost not even worth it to take the time. So we'll do this. Bonus is rewarded for completing a heist as a conjurer for the first time. An additional bonus has been added for your party completion in the operation without suffering a single KO. Alright, and we'll get rid of this, and we'll go back and read all that. So essentially, like I said, that was so fast that reading all that would have been absolutely pointless. But we have a way of going back and reading all of those things. So just hold on, bear with me. We'll get back into the normal swing of things. But I do just want to mention that is kind of why we'll have a little bit of a struggle as we continue through the game as far as the story is concerned. You saw how fast that party just sped through the content, right? Unfortunately, because you're matched with randos, and a lot of the times they get experience as far as grinding is concerned, or better gear, or certain currency, specific special currency, they just want to run these dungeons over and over and over again. They don't want to listen to the story of it. They don't want to watch the cutscenes. They don't want to sit and take it slow. So what happens is you'll join into a dungeon, and you pretty much have to skip the cutscenes through that dungeon. You can watch them back later, but if you don't skip them, the party will just run through the dungeon without you. And specifically as a healer, that's not good. The tank needs you, the DPS needs you, so you pretty much can't watch the cutscenes in the dungeons while you're playing the main story quest. But at the inns that we unlocked last episode, there's a little journal that you can go in, and you can actually go back and rewatch all those cutscenes. So when I go into a dungeon that has a story with cutscenes and all that, I won't be actually playing that in the at that same time. What I'll be doing instead is playing through the dungeon with the skip cutscenes, and then I will be splicing them back in after the fact. So if the commentary seems a little weird, it's because I had to skip over it, and I can't, commentate on that sort of thing. It's a downfall, I would say, of the game, but it's also a plus, so people don't have to be forced to watch cutscenes. But at the same time, for new players, it is kind of like, oh god, like I want to get the story, you know? So, we have a lot of reading to do. Let's see if we can find which ones where they were. Player commendations. So these were initiating. I mean, is it really worth it? I don't even know which ones they were. So we already read that one. Guild heist objectives. Once you have commenced the operation, time remaining complete in the duty list, sometimes it will appear on screen. It's also added to the duty list after being displayed. If you are unable to complete the objective within the allotted time, the guild heist will be deemed a failure. Okay. Hazardous zones. Okay, that was a new one. Hazardous zones. While participating in guild heists, you may notice areas that are colored differently than the surrounding landscape. This color is to warn players that stepping into the hazardous zone will trigger new enemies to appear. Take care when passing nearby. That is also really good to know out in the open world. If you do a quest and you see someone in a purple zone fighting enemies, don't join in and step into that purple thing, because that will spawn more enemies and that will kind of screw over that other person. So generally, if you see someone in a purple zone and you're not like in an actual dungeon mission, like if you're out in the open world, stand outside, help them as much as you can by offering them healing or ranged attacks, and then once they're done and they've left, then step in yourself. Because if there's they're fighting 2 or 3 enemies, you don't want to spawn 2 or 3 more on top of them and maybe wipe them. That would just be rude, right? Anyways, guild heist rewards. If you successfully complete all guild heist objectives in the time allotted, you will be eligible for a reward. Speak with the battle warden overseeing the operation to collect it. If your party can complete the objective without suffering a single casualty, you will be rewarded with special bonus. Alright, we did the duty fighting using player commendations. Player commendations is a system whereby you can commend a party member who left a positive impression upon you in the course of the duty. Upon the conclusion of a duty, a player commendation button will appear in the bottom right of the screen. Selecting it will bring up the interface, wherein you can commend a player. Please note that commendations cannot be given to those who were in your party at the time of duty registration. Weird. Okay. Commendations can be accumulated over time. By receiving a certain amount, you will unlock achievements that grant special rewards. It pays to play nice. So it's just trying to encourage people to be more welcoming and wholesome and not, be assholes. Because it does happen, unfortunately. So yeah, I think those are the things that we skipped over. So we should be good to move on from here. So we can go in and do guild heists whenever we want. We can do Levequests whenever we want. But let's see what Majiria has here for us, because she has something that we can unlock, which is the Lavender Beds, which again is the housing district. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you not an adventurer? I've seen you running to and fro, face set in a grim determination, as adventurers are wont to do. I hate that won't. It trips me up every time. Wont to do. Hence my presumption. If so, I've information which might interest you. Rumors has it that plots within the Lavender Beds are to be auctioned off. What's more, bidders need not even be Gordanian, and any old adventurer or wandering minister. Aether, I didn't know it made that humming noise. Anyways, what's more, bidders need not even be Gordanian. Any old adventurer or wandering minstrel could, with sufficient funds, purchase land and build their own home. Considering how discerning the elementals tend to be about who can and cannot reside within the Twelveswood, it's rather surprising, if not hard to believe. But if there is truth to these rumors, well, who hasn't dreamed of owning their own forest cottage, perhaps with a small vegetable garden and a stable large enough for a chocobo or 2? Should your travels take you to the Mirror Planks, where the ferry to the Lavender Beds is, perhaps you'll find a Twin Adder representative who can tell you more. I would be shocked if they weren't involved in such a monumental change in policy. Okay, so all that to pretty much say that, yes, you can get housing in this game. But the reason why I stopped before is this thing was making some odd noises. See if you can hear it. And so I thought it was like an alarm or something, because it does sound like an alarm that's comes a bit later in the game. So I was just like, what is sounding off behind me? Okay, so it's telling me the lavender beds are down in this area, which is a little further south than I normally like to go at this point, but that's okay. Also, over here, just one thing that we should mention are the chocobo keeps. So essentially, we have specialty mounts that we can rent to travel to and fro. They will explain this in a little bit more detail in just a second, so I won't go too far. Porters are similar to rental chocobos in that they can be hired to carry you quickly to various destinations, the difference being that you cannot control these birds and that they will not stop until they have arrived at their destination. On the other hand, porters are trained to take the safest route, meaning that they will never be attacked while in transit. So, this is a way for early levels to get to and fro fairly quickly instead of just relying on their feet. So, just in case you are wondering. Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a chocobo porter? Ah, do not tell me this is your first visit to the stop. I shall update my register with your name, so that you may access this location in the future. Okay, so anytime you pretty much find these guys, you always want to activate them. I don't really use chocobo porters, but if the off chance you ever did need them, the more that you activate, the more options you have for travel. It's just as easy as that. Okay. From here on, though, we are going to go down and hit the lavender beds, complete that quest because it's not very difficult, but you can see we're starting to get into higher level 10 area, and so on and so forth. So we do need to be careful with some of the enemies that we might find around this area. Thankfully, these level 10s are passive. Is that a level 50, whatever, roselet? No, it's only... Oh yeah, there it is, White Joker, level 50. That's a hunt. It's a level B or A or S rank monster that appears randomly in the world. Anyway, since they're passive, we don't really need to worry about it, but if they weren't, if they were hostile, we might need to either take them out one at a time or traverse ourselves in a tricky manner. Okay, so we have the Serpent Private for the Twin Adder. Oh, good day to you, Evelyn. Is this a lady? It is. Good day to you, miss. What can I... Ah, you wish to know about the auctions. Very well. Allow me to explain. There is a growing concern that our immigration policies may have been a tad restrictive in the past. And so, the Seedseer Council and the Order of the Twin Adder have, with the blessing of the elementals, decreed that the lavender beds be set aside for adventurers. Adventurers who possess the necessary funds to purchase and maintain their estates, that is. Should you look upon the beds with your own eyes, though, I think you'll agree that it's well worth the price. Have a word with the skipper over yonder. She'll ferry you across. A recruit stationed at the pier can tell you more about the beds once you've arrived. To proceed with the quest where the heart is, Lavender Beds, you may visit any residential ward within the Lavender Beds. Okay. I still don't quite get the whole housing thing here, but I'll try my best to be smart for half a second. This is a lady as well. This ferry is bound for the Lavender Beds. Will you be traveling with us? Yes, I will. Housing. Each of the three nations has established a residential district wherein like-minded adventurers can establish a base for their activities. Each residential district is divided into wards, which in turn houses 60 plots of land. Each wealthy individuals may purchase plots of land upon which to build their own estate halls, while free companies may jointly purchase plots. So, you can either buy your own house, or if you're part of a guild, you can have a guild house. That's what the free companies are. Those seeking simpler quarters may instead purchase a room in apartment buildings found in each of the residential district. So if you don't want to buy a house, you don't want to join a guild and join their house, you can have your own apartment. Estate halls and apartments can be customized by installing fixtures and placing furnishings. Please note that in the case the estate halls, specific company privileges are required for customizations. More information on housing can be had by speaking with a resident caretaker stationed at each residential district. Okay, so let's go to the specific ward. Don't really think it matters which one. I think, though, it's just telling you how many plots there are. Like, this is a medium one, this is a small, this is large. So let's just go to the small one. These are private. Name private estates 1 and 2. Sorry, I had to select. Yes. So there's the different wards up to 21 that you can go to. And then, this is first ward. Let's just go there. I still don't quite understand how to navigate what the wards are, how to get a house, like what it all means. People who have been playing this game for much longer than I have must have more information, but as of right now, I'm just like, it's over my head. I'm still newbie. Please tell me things. I am confused-ish easily. Help. Okay, so we have journeyed to the lavender beds and yeah, all that fun stuff. I can't move for some reason. Interesting. Why can't I move? Can't jump. I can turn around, but I can't move anywhere. Okay, we were just loading in still, I guess. Interesting. Okay, can I attune to these? Okay, no point. They're already attuned. So yeah, these are the housing districts. Apartments, I'm guessing, are over here, the Lily Hills apartments, but I'm guessing these are all just different houses that have been purchased or different things like that. I don't really get the whole housing system in this game. I'm not the best person to be giving information, so I'm just going to finish this quest and we're going to move on. In this character, I probably won't ever get the money required to buy a house or an apartment or anything, so there's no point in really harping on it. Once we get to our other character, past level 50, we might be able to do that. I don't know, but we'll see. Anyways, greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the Lavender Bends. Oh, you come at the behest of Gridanian woman? I regret to inform you that these plots are reserved for adventurers. Your friends will not be permitted to take part in these auctions. You, on the other hand, would be more than welcome to participate. Should you have a mind to purchase a plot for yourself, pray speak with the resident caretaker. He can guide you through the process. Yeah, so there's that. The quest is complete. I'm just going to go back and we're going to finish this. Now, the question is, should I just teleport? The answer is yes. We're just going to teleport. Okay. We are back in this main area. I just ported back because running from the other area just like on foot is so useless that it just makes no sense. Unfortunately, teleporting in this game is a waste of money. It really is, and I wish they had a better system, to be honest with you, but you'll be porting everywhere from place to place to place so much in this game that it's ridiculous. Good to see you again, friend. Did you learn anything about the Lavender Beds? Oh, adventurers only. Is that so? Well, these are trying times, and it's more important than ever for Gridania to attract capable individuals like yourself. I'm sure one day my dreams will come to fruition. One day I'll have my own cottage and stables, filled with my beloved chocobos. Alright, quest complete. There we go. Nice and easy. I don't think you can now teleport to the residential districts. Lavender Beds Aethernet now accessible. The residential district Aethernet for the Lavender Beds can be accessed through the Gridanian Aetherites. Cool. So we can just teleport to our house if we ever had one. If I join a free company that has a house, same sort of thing. Okay. So, from here, we need to go back to New Gridania and get our next quest. Okay. So I remember that I had my level 10 quest that I never did for the conjurer. I figured, why not do that? So we get some new items here. So it doesn't look like we're getting a skill. We're actually going to be getting some new items, which is perfectly acceptable for me. Trial by wind. Greetings, Niah. Each time we meet, the part of the conjurer befits you. The part of a conjurer befits you ever better. In your previous lesson, you learned about the element of earth. It is my desire that you next become acquainted with the wind. Travel to Full Flower Combe in East Shroud and seek the teachings of Heroine. Though scant few years have passed since her coming of age, Wolf is a conjurer of consummate skill who is able to divine the will of air elements with uncommon clarity. I can recommend no better tutor for your lessons in the mysteries of wind. Wow, what is happening? Why so framey? Jeez and rice, what is going on here? That was so bad. That was by far the worst frame drops I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, so we have to go to the East Shroud now, and then the best way to get there would be probably, I don't know if that's open to us just yet. So it would probably be to go to the Central Shroud and go from there, because it's like right there. So we're going to port over to the Central Shroud. It just didn't seem worth it. It's a lot of It's a lot of just back and forth, loading screens and whatnot, and nothing really exciting going on in between. I did do a few fates that I just kind of stumbled upon. Nothing major here. Just something that I was like, well, it's in my way, so might as well just finish it up. Anyways, we need to... Oh, there it is. Wolf. You must be... You must be Niah. Brother Isumiyan sent word to expect you. It shall be my pleasure to instruct you on the patterns of gust and gales. Now, how to proceed. Pray forgive my hesitation. It was but recently that I attained the title of hearer, and, well, you're my first student. Ah, yes, I believe I have a suitable task for you. To the east of the Sweetborn Pier, there is a small spring, given rise to a pool. Go there and clear the area of the honeybee swarm which lately took up residence in the area. You seem uncertain. Mayhaps you wonder at the connection between my request and the subject of your study? I sympathize, Niah, but trust me, inexperienced though I may seem, this deed will deepen your understanding of wind. Okay, I'm going to trust you. You're the one who is clearly more adept than me. Oops, I didn't mean to remove that. So let's go over to this area right up in... Oh, I remember which one this one is. Okay, so you do have to be a little careful in this one area just because there are some... Oh, hell... Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some vultures that are part of my hunting log. I was going to say these are hostile vultures that can spot you from quite far away, but if they're part of my hunting log, you know your boy's going to go after them. Get some of that extra XP. And then I think at that point, I only have one other thing that I need to kill. Yeah, so I just need to kill these vultures and then I'll be good on my hunting log, at least for this level. Once we get up to rank 2, which I forget how to do that, we'll start getting some more, 10 more different creatures that we need to kill. Did I put wind on this guy, or did I just run out? I think I did wind, but probably just ran out. Took him longer than 16 seconds to kill him. Okay, there we go. That should be 3. There it is. Bunch of extra XP. And we're almost level 12 now. Isn't that just nice? Alright, let's just get our HP up here real quick to 100. Make sure our MP is up because we're about to do a fight as well. Okay, 10,000. Cool. So our destination was some purple mists around. Honeybee Swarm. Actually, this might not be the one that I think it is, but I want to say it is. There's a bunch of enemies that you need to fight in this one area as part of your test. Though it may be a back and forth, like I go talk to her and then she's like, oh, go do this now. And it's just like, oh, okay. Yeah, so it's one of those situations. Unless I'm completely mistaken on what I thought I remembered, you know? Let's help out our friend here. Fellow conjurer. I should probably put a dot effect on them. Just help them out a little bit. Ain't nothing. I'm not stealing their kills or anything. They still did the majority of the work. Sometimes it's just nice to follow someone and help them out. Let them put their attack on. Oh, they healed themselves. Interesting. Maybe a misclick. Interesting, they didn't put their dot effect on. Oh, there it is. Okay, so they do a stone first, then they do a dot. So get the initial damage. I've always found it's better to put your dot on first. That way you get the extra ticks of damage while you're still casting your spell. But that's just me. And then there's also like the downtime that it takes after you cast arrow. But hey, what can I say? What's he fighting now? Oh, Hornet Swarm? Yeah, he'll be able to do that, no problem. I'm gonna leave this guy. And I'm gonna go do my own quest. Just gotta be careful, I don't wanna anger anyone just yet. Yeah, see, I knew I was gonna get tagged. These guys have quite a far line of sight, which is unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. We've already taken down a few of them, so it's no problem. That should kill him? No, that one will kill him. Okay, cool. Alright, let's stay on the main path now so we're not activating any enemies. Oh, there's a tree slug. Did I do it? Boys, did I do it? I do. So level 2 or rank 2 hunting log. So now we have a bunch of different things that we can do. Might as well kill these tree slugs since we are right here and they're part of our quest. I know I'm not technically at the right level. It is a level 12, but we should be able to do it. I won't be doing too much damage to it, but we'll be able to manage. These guys don't hit for all that much damage. It'll just take a little while to kill it, you know, which is fine. Okay. Just 2 more. Yeah. That guy's doing the fate. Should I help him out with the fate? It's questions like these, you know, like when you see someone kind of doing some stuff and you like kind of want to join in with them as well. It's like, or since I'm doing an LP, do I just focus on the main story like I said it was, but by doing Fate to get extra XP and, you know, it helps you out with the story. So it might be worth doing. At the very least. So we'll see if we can get this one off this guy. Give him a heal while he's fighting that one so he doesn't have to worry as much. It's all about threat management here. Alright, I cure myself. I don't know if this guy's relatively new or what, or new to the class, new to the game. He seems a little slow on the uptake. I can't blame him for that. I was the same way when I first started. Switching targets and managing threats and my health and everything else like that was so overwhelming. But as I've said before, like 200 hours into this game, it's just become like, okay, second nature, here we go. So put this one to sleep. Now I'll take care of this one. Don't lead it to me. Alright, let's just heal up here real quick. This dude's leading enemies over to me. I probably shouldn't have taken on this one, to be honest with you. But, because this one's going to wake up here in a second. But we should be alright. We should finish it out before that. We're technically in a bad spot, because this is where they spawn. And as you can see, they continuously start to latch onto us. So we may want to just get out of this little area so we're not tagging 2 enemies at a time. But now that we're kind of focusing on threat management here, it's kind of okay. Yeah, because we can kind of divide and conquer now. Okay, move on to the next one. Get me out of that. I got stuck. That's alright, it happens. He's just gonna stand there and take it, huh? Okay. Alright, so now he's got 3. Let's put this one to sleep. I'll take the hit. It's alright. Yeah, this is a bad area for us to stand, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. Okay, this one wants a piece of it. Okay, that tab target, huh? Not doing well. I don't know why that one vulture went so far away, but it's okay. Alright, fate's complete, so let's finish that up. Oh no, I just leveled up. That was my bad. For some reason I thought that fate was complete, but it wasn't. Okay. I was about to run off, do my own thing. Okay, so again, just want to kind of back up here. I'll still help him, but now I'm not in the line of sight when those guys first start spawning in. Why is it going so far away? Hey boy, get back here. We ain't done with you yet. Alright, so they're not going to spawn behind us, I don't think, anymore. At certain points in Fates, enemies kind of just change what they were doing. So, like, they were spawning over here first, but, like, we've pushed them enough so they're further up now, because there's only 2 more. So these were the last 2 that we need to fight. No more will spawn or anything like that. Alright, and then after this vulture's down, we'll just take care of that. We just need 1 more tree slug, and we'll take care of that real quick. So we got a gold for helping out so much on that fate, which is great. 2,000 experience, and again, we leveled up while doing it, so I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? To me, that's the reason why you do fates. I mean, at low level, they're great, they're fun, there's variety. You get to participate with other players who are, you know, testing out classes or new or whatever it may be. I just like them. Alright, so the tree slug has been downed. We can go and turn in this part of the quest, or get the next part. Welcome back. I take the bees are no more? Tell me, did you happen to notice many of the Valkin preferred flowers in vicinity of the spring? I ask because there were none. Strange then, is it not, that bees should choose to congregate there? That is true. There's no flowers. Why would bees be there? And what has caused this abhorrent behavior? Aberrant. Yeah, aberrant behavior. Still your mind and reach out with your senses. Can you feel it? The path of the wind veers from its natural course, sweeping hapless creatures along its wake. Something is playing havoc with the air currents. Such a disturbance bespeaks corruption. Return to the springs near the Sweet Bloom Pier and search for pockets of corrupted air. Should you find one, use your powers of conjuring to disperse it. Okay, so like I said, now we'll be back and forth between these 2 things. I don't know if that's one of the quests that they'll be streamlining in the game, where you're like back and forth. Like, honestly, what's the point in doing one, then coming back to the other just to run back and do the same thing? It almost seems a little redundant, but they may not be doing that. They may just be cutting a quest and say like, okay, this entire quest is no more, because all you had to do was deliver a letter or something of that nature. All right, so there's some corrupted air here. All right, I'm too far away, but if I enter into the area, we should interact with it, and then presence. So level 14, level sync. I think we should be okay. We're level 12. Nope, Tainted Wind. Which one do I get? The Tainted Wind Spray or the regular Wind Spray? I should probably get the regular Wind Spray, huh? You don't want too many like extra adds. Yeah, he's pretty weak as well. So you don't want any like extra enemies doing more damage than you really want on yourself. Oh, but he's gonna just keep on spawning them, huh? Alright, let's get just some damage here then. The sooner we take down the boss, the less that these guys will start spawning in. At least that's my philosophy. Oh god, okay. That's a lot of dudes. That is a lot of dudes, but I have a cure. I should be okay. I hope. Man, they are putting on some damage now. Okay, just have to be cognizant of where my health's at. Okay, okay, she did come. I had a feeling. I was like, I think this is the quest I'm hoping it is. Where she comes and helps us out, which is fine. So we'll leave the healing to me. There's a sludge thing here. I don't know if we have to take it out or not. I'm just going to keep on focusing on the Tainted Wind, because it's almost dead. She said leave the healing to her, so I'm not too concerned as of right now. Alright, yeah. You take out the big boss and everything else goes away, melts like butter. Oh, she's short. Or I'm tall, but she's also really short. Well done. The wind no longer keens its frustration. Let us return to Full Flower. Yes. Before I leave this area, I have to remember to attune to the aetherite that's here. That way I can start like fast traveling to it and whatnot. Okay. Oh, she didn't even take me with her. You know how rude that is. What achievements are in this area? Stay on the road so that thing doesn't see me. Lazy towns, especially feeling lazy for you, the highest rank possible. Huh. That must be one of the higher level quests. Usually if there's an achievement tied to it, it's a high level quest with like, or fate with a huge boss enemy that you need a few people to join in on. I must apologize for exposing you to such danger. The corruption was greater than I anticipated, but it is through such trials that we flourish as conjurers. Now then, Niah, what did you learn as you struggled within the air's grasp? You will doubtless have noticed that the wind does not strike within the instant crushing force of Earth. Instead, it torments one's form, dancing across every surface and leaving thousands of tiny wounds in its wake. These are the agonies of erosion. Having experienced such pain, you are now intimately acquainted with the wind's capacity for patient destruction. No land is a stranger to its power. When you stand under distant skies and feel the wind's familiar caress upon your skin, remember the lesson you have learned here this day. I suppose I should be grateful that this latest elemental disturbance manifested itself at such an opportune time. Only the gods know what I would have taught you had it not, yet the growing frequency of such phenomena begins to concern me. While it is true that the calamity wrought much harm upon the Twelveswood, I suspect some other forces is at work here. I bid you remain wary, Niah. But enough of these ominous rumblings. I regret to say that your time with me is at an end. Return to Stillglade Fane and inform Brother Isumi of your newfound mastery. Oh, and be sure to thank him for sending me such a willing first student. Okay, cool. We got that quest done, and now we can go back to Gridania. I'll see you when we get there. Okay, we made it back into the guild, and we're going to hopefully finish up this quest before we run out of... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, before we run out of our food buff. No such luck, though. Welcome back, Niah. The elements inform me that you have opened your ears to the voice of the wind. That is well. Having made allies of two elements, you are well on your way along the path of conjuring, though full comprehension of these forces will only come to you in the fullness of time. Be patient. As you seek to embrace nature more fully, so will nature hold you more closely. They made you study wind. Why bother? Oh, it's this girl. You don't need wind to heal things, whatever those dreary lessons tell you. Conjuring is inextricably bound with nature, Sylphie. The dreary lesson is one you should have learned by now. I assume by your presence here that you have once again abandoned your tutors. You must understand, if you persist in casting spells without the proper knowledge... I have all the knowledge I need. My mother never needed to embrace nature to heal, and the people she helped were thankful for her art. I learned conjuring the same way she did, and became just as great a conjurer. I'll become just as great a conjurer. You'll see. But I didn't come here to argue with you, Brother Isumi. I wanted to tell you that I've discovered how to cast rays. How? What were you thinking, girl? You know not what you do, what you risk. You are meddling with forces beyond your comprehension. Should you even attempt to use that spell, I will have no recourse but to strip you of your name of conjurer and banish you from our halls. Do I make myself clear? Why must you be so angry with me? It's not as if I were trying to hurt anyone. But that's... Sylphie, my dear child, that is precisely the point. My apologies, Niah. I hope you do not find these constant disruptions distracting. You have just heard Sophie's mother was also a conjurer who was unable to use any spells outside of the sphere of healing. Needless to say, Sophie seeks to emulate her in every way. It is a rare and wondrous talent to heal without relying on the energies of nature, but such power is not born of true conjuring. By all that we know of the art, it should not be possible for Sophie to cast rays. I shudder to think what would happen if she tried. I fear my inability to set her upon the true path reflects my own failings as a teacher. I am only glad that those same feelings have not hindered you, whether it be with my help or in spite of it. I believe that you will become a fine conjurer. Already you are blessed with a great power, and more shall be yours should you persevere with our art, as indeed I hope you shall. Yet however much you grow, however powerful you become, remember that ours is a power borrowed, not taken. Before you depart, I would speak with you for one further matter. Thus far, you have completed 3 tasks to my satisfaction. I would officially recognize your efforts by granting you leave to join the other guilds. Gridania is home to guilds representing lancers, archers, leatherworkers, carpenters, and botanists. Should any of these paths appeal to you, you are free to seek membership at the associated establishment. But I ask that you bear one thing in mind. While man is given to curiosity and that should be an a want to explore new paths. Only through focus may he attain true enlightenment. Naturally, it would please me most if you placed conjuring above other pursuits. Regardless of the path you choose, however, I have every confidence that your deeds will be to the honor of all concerned. Now go, Niah, and seek your destiny. Ever shall the earth meet your footfall, and the wind guide your path. Cool. So now I have access to the armory system. Quests to unlock the other classes can be undertaken by speaking with a receptionist at the corresponding guild. There exists a myriad of disciplines in Eorzea that adventurers can take up. For the most rewarding experience, however, it is recommended that you first focus on mastering your current class. Meaning, don't just skip over classes at like 1 at level 17, 1 at level 5, 1 at level 30. You'll be doing yourself a disservice. So, we get a new maple crook, which is a 2-handed conjurer's arm, and then we can choose from another piece of clothing. So we already have a damaltia, or whatever you say. We already have a coif. We could get some gloves here, or we could get some boots. I think I'm going to go for the boots because I feel really weird wearing these with this potato sack that I have up here. It just seems odd. So I'm going to choose some proper boots. All right. Our faction quest is complete. We have some gear sets now. So gear sets allow you to save several different combinations of equipment and swap them at your leisure. A button for the gear set interface is located in the upper portion of the character window. This can be a very convenient feature for players who regularly switch back and forth between various classes, as well as for players who wish to have ready multiple sets of gear for the different types of duties they undertake, such as PvP or instance raids. Select the plus button to register your currently equipped gear as your new set. Alright, just real quick, as you can see up here, we have now a gear set list, so we can, what we can do is hit this, and now we have a conjuring gear set, so we can always keep those as now our main focus. If you want to update, like you change something like, okay, I want this to be my new gear set, you just hit update gear set. It's as easy as that. You can always tell when something is part of your gear set, because if we were to take this off, it has this little folded piece of paper right there. That means it's part of a gear set, not specifically just the one you have on right now. So if I was to get like Thaumaturge down here, I could have its own independent gear set. If I was to have Paladin down here, it could have its own independent gear set, and all those will be reflected in my inventory. So let's just update that, make sure it stays, and we're all good from here. Cool. I also got a new maple staff. I should probably equip that as well. It's this one, and then we'll update our gear set. Alright guys, well I want to thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. I really do hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. These things go by really fast. I feel like I don't get much done in each episode, but I know I do. It's just really weird how fast an hour can go by when you're having fun. I will see you all later. Peace out, and much love to you.